There's new help coming to police departments across the country, and it's not human. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. It's called the Drone as First Responder Program, and it's growing as the tech proves it has life-saving capabilities, from finding at-risk missing children and adults to tracking down suspects in violent crimes.
But some experts worry about the technology being used against citizens in ways that could hurt their privacy and their freedoms.
Reporter Kristen Crowley hears from both sides of the issue about a rapidly expanding and sometimes controversial tool.
It's a heart-stopping emergency.
Here 22, I'm smashing the back window, someone's still trapped inside. Hold on! Hey, give me your hand!
That with only seconds to spare,
Keep going!
ends in a heroic rescue.
You're gonna be okay, first.
Officers on the ground saved the driver's life. But before the man was pulled to safety, before the officers even got there, the rescue began.
There's a vehicle in the ditch on fire.
In the sky.
What is the address of the emergency?
Apparently on Highway 5.
They would have never got to him if they would have listened to what the community member directed them into, the location on the freeway.
That's Roxana Kennedy, chief of police of Chula Vista, which in 2018 became the first police department in the country to launch the Drone as First Responder program. It works by allowing police departments to pre-position drones at multiple launch stations, as opposed to officers releasing the aircraft once they arrive on scene.
We got the subject out of the vehicle.
Kennedy says police did get to this call in time because the drone pilot saw exactly where to send them. She says the drones give police a tool in the sky to help officers on the ground handle emergencies like robberies, shootings, traffic crashes, and fires.
I can't even imagine policing without the benefit of having drones.
We use the keyboard and the mouse to fly it.
Chula Vista let us tour its command center.
Hey Daniel, we're all set for that test flight.
And one of its drone launching pads, showing us how it all works.
If I can tell by what they're telling the dispatcher that the drone is going to be of any help, I could send the drone before dispatch even sends officers.
Cameras on the drone let home base see what's transpiring in real time.
I like to say we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what we're going into. Drones can get there quicker through no traffic so that officers can make better decisions as they respond to calls. It's a game changer.
This, she says, is a perfect example. A 911 call comes in about a man recklessly waving a gun around. Chula Vista's drone beat the officers to the scene.
And then he took the gun and he started putting it to his mouth. And I thought, oh no, we're going to watch this guy commit suicide right here.
The man pulls the trigger, and the drone reveals it's not a gun, it's a lighter.
If the drone hadn't been there, how would that response to that situation been different?
It could have been deadly. If he is mentally ill and he turns around with that gun and points it at the officers, they don't know what his intent is. It could have ended up in a shooting.
Success stories like these have led to tremendous growth of drones in policing. The Electronic Frontier Foundation says about 1,500 police departments now have some sort of drone program.
So you'll see the person try to ditch some evidence, which is another thing that the drone caught.
The thermal technology on the drone was able to see a heat signature.
The drone will provide continuous coverage.
I can't put a number on how many lives have and will be saved by this technology, but it is critical. It has become a critical part of our workflow.
Rob Robertson is head of Arlington, Texas Police Department's aviation unit. They've worked with drones for years, but expanded their Drone as First Responder program in mid-2025. Robertson says in 2025 alone, the department will fly several thousand missions.
At the end of the day, the goal of a public safety aviation program should be to put robots in dangerous situations to save human lives.
Do you think this makes policing safer?
Absolutely.
Do you think this makes the community safer?
Absolutely.
But some worry about the cost of that safety.
The big danger, the big thing that we worry about is that they will become omniscient, eyes in the sky, watching everybody in a community all the time.
Jay Stanley with the American Civil Liberties Union says it's not against drones in policing and sees the benefits of using them to find missing people, or in the case of Chula Vista, to help guide officers to time-essential emergencies. It's the misuses it's concerned about. Government overreach.
We think that there are limited reasonable roles for drones in policing.
Nobody wants a drone overhead in their backyard. You know, they don't want to be in their swimming pool with a drone surveying overhead, and I completely concur with that.
You don't think that that's how it should be used either?
So we're actually prohibited for using our aircraft for surveillance purposes.
What do you say to departments that will argue, we're not using these for surveillance, we are using these for emergency calls to protect people, to save lives?
If it becomes normalized, it becomes accepted, that's when we see that some departments will start to push the limits and start using it for routine surveillance, to watch whole areas just in case something happens.
Part of the problem with today's drone program, Stanley says, is they have little oversight. Outside of FAA rules, there are no federal laws about the program, so each state can have different standards. To prevent drone surveillance, the ACLU wants to see clear policies, including limits on when flights can take place, like not for crowd control or to monitor protests, which could infringe on people's First Amendment rights. Stanley also says there needs to be clear transparency requirements about the video that's taken, that it's not recording on the way to a call.
How do you prove to people, like, we're not surveilling you?
That's a great question, and that comes down to transparency.
Both Chula Vista and Arlington have public flight paths for just that reason. And Robertson says his team makes a concerted effort to explain the program to everyone, including its youngest citizens.
Before we ever flew one drone, we had a policy in place, we had worked with people. Any law enforcement agency that is going to start a program like this needs to do a lot of research, and the research needs to start with their community.
And that's because without the support of the community, these drone programs could stay grounded. Stanley says that's what people watching this report need to remember, that they do have a say.
Communities should look very closely at these kinds of programs and whether they are worth the cost. And if they decide to allow them, then they should put in place careful checks and balances on those programs to make sure that they don't turn into something bigger, that they don't become overwhelming, that they aren't misused.
The video these drones record can be contentious. Chula Vista's drone program was at the center of a lawsuit stemming from a local newspaper's records request to see the video it recorded.
In August 2025, the paper won its case to get access to the video. As for Arlington police, they have strict laws in Texas that only allow them to record footage on the scene of an incident or crime. It cannot record footage on its way to a call. Chula Vista says it also does not record footage on its way to calls.